When I'm hiking and working in ancient forests and along powerful coastlines, it's impossible not to connect to these places on a deeper level. The trail program brings thousands of people out into old-growth forests for hikes and to trail build.
There's a cedar which its roots are getting trampled, so we're going to build a little staircase over that to protect the roots. So,
yeah.
So one like that on each side.
Okay.
Just not in the top.
So we got sort of angle in?
Yeah.
Our hikes and trail maintenance trips are a really unique grassroots tactic that we've been using since the 1980s. And this helps build a special connection between participants and these amazing ancient forests.
Improving access to these places is a proven tactic in advocating for their conservation, and it's also a way to bring people out to meet and support and partner with the people who have always been on these lands and always stewarded them.
Stewardship of our travel parks is really important to Tla-o-qui-aht. It's a mandate that's been given to the guardians by our elders, by our hereditary chiefs, whose homeland that we're caretaking on their behalf. Stewardship and sustainability isn't our goal. Our goal is to have a system of abundance. Our laws of respect, Ahousaht, respect, reciprocity, acknowledging the trees and acknowledging what you're taking from the Tories, having that relationship and connection to land. And our laws will lead to a system of abundance of sea resources, salmon, clam gardens. All of that is connected from the mountaintops to the ocean floors, and that's where our goal is.
So what we're doing right now in Ahousaht is that the Ahousaht Hatwaya, or the hereditary chiefs, are leading the way with land use and marine use planning, specifically for the development and stewardship of Ahousaht territorial resources for the benefit of the Ahousaht people in the surrounding region. And we're doing so to build what we would call a conservation economy, so that we can ensure that Ahousaht values are central to the development of natural resources and the broader ecosystem. And in doing so, what we hope is a much stronger outcome for environment, for culture, and for our people, and much more sustainable economy over time. And so a conservation economy with our values will look like more trees standing, more fish in the water, ensuring that people can still come visit and see Ahousaht people for who we are and experience the lands and waters as guests from the perspective of people who have lived here since time immemorial.
Some of these trips are with volunteers that we recruit from the public, and others are in partnership with organizations that help increase accessibility to outdoor spaces.
I live in the provincial life in the Philippines, so rivers are very close to me and mountains, so this feels like home.
It's really special to see people experience these amazing forests for the first time. Some of them have never seen trees that big. It's really cool to see them interact with the forest. A unique part of this program is that we actually facilitate access to these really remote, special forests where some people don't have the opportunity to get out there. Our trail program features overnight trips as well as shorter day trips to make it accessible to more people.
The Wilderness Committee has always believed in taking action from the ground up and connecting with the land firsthand. Our trail building program is one of the most important parts of that, and it gives us the opportunity to bring people out to some of the most breathtaking places in the world, often ones that are threatened by logging or other industrial activity. This works alongside our field expeditions, where we get out onto the land to bear witness to and document clear-cutting and other industrial activity that degrades and destroys these ecosystems.
So historically, the Ahousaht have been completely marginalized from the tourism economy. But one thing that put us on the map was the Walk the Wild Side Trail. It's a trail that has been near and dear to my family. My sister was once the manager of the trail. I sat on the society board, and we actually did a lot of work in the last several decades to ensure that it remains accessible to guests and fulfills a function of showing the world who the Ahousaht people are and what our territories represent. And so the Wilderness Committee has been an effective partner throughout the history of the Walk the Wild Side Trail in bringing additional capacity to ensure that that trail is not only maintained, but remains visible in the broader world as a destination of choice for people that are wanting to get out in a respectful and responsible way to not only support the Ahousaht, but also enjoy this incredible ecosystem and some of the last remaining old-growth coastal temperate rainforest in the world.
I guess my motivation is to be here is to be useful. I don't have any social media skills. I have lots of time, I have very little money, and it's a gift to me to be here. And what I can do is cut. I can snip and be immersed in the beauty and the immensity of the trees and the forest. It's good for my spirit. It heals me. I'm not sure I needed healing, but it's fabulous. It's a real gift to be here with the blessing of the community means a lot. We aren't being interlopers. We're here by invitation to help, and that's important to me.
Trails in our tribal park play an important role in outreach and education. The more people that walk our old growth boardwalk trail on Mears Island, the more people that do that and are impassioned about protecting old growth, intact, fully functioning ecosystems, the better. The more advocates we have, the easier is our road to officially making them protected. It's been great partnering with the Wilderness Committee, almost annually coordinating a group of students and volunteers to come and put their effort into the old growth boardwalk trail, packing stringers, packing boards. What a tremendous experience when one person packs a 12-inch board to the end of the trail and you add a couple inches for a space on each side. That person just in that one board has added 18 inches to the trail, let alone if they pack 2 boards and 3 and 4 and 6. So doing that with a dozen people annually, it's been great for our guardians to coordinate all the inventory and get ready to welcome these volunteers, and then just to put their labor to work, and everybody's so happy. It's a win for everybody, and yeah, it's been great collaboration with Clayoquot Tribal Parks and the Wilderness Committee.
And so the tourism sectors has a major role to play in reconciliation, in that when visitors come, they can uphold the right and responsibility of the Ahousaht to steward our lands and waters, and actually contribute to the active protection, improved management, and restoration of Ahousaht territorial resources, as well as the empowerment of Ahousaht people by, for example, contributing to the Ahousaht Stewardship Society's ecosystem service fee, which allows guests to our territories to contribute a voluntary fee to the Hereditary Chief Society, which in turn then funds the work that we're doing in protection with our Guardian program, the work that we're doing in restoration of the watersheds that have been damaged by logging historically, so that we can rebuild our salmon runs, for example, and the work that we're doing around improving the management of natural resources writ large across our territories. And so that is not only an act of reconciliation with the Ahousaht people, but we're wanting to ensure that tourism can represent an act of reconciliation with the natural environment as well, and we can provide that, we can facilitate that active participation in restoring and taking care of the ecosystems of the region.
I work as an artist and a designer in a few different ways, and I'm really interested in questions about how we relate to nature, or how nature kind of gets framed out to us in different ways. And I was really drawn to what the work the Wilderness Committee is doing, and that it's not just a hike, it's not even just a trail building experience, but it's really being contextualized by the work that the Ahousaht Nation has been doing, the sort of sacrifices and activism work around old growth logging, stopping old growth logging and protecting old growth forests, and how all of that shapes the ways that we connect and relate to nature. Yeah.
The other things that non-Indigenous people can do are, of course, to support organizations that support First Nations. Organizations like the Wilderness Committee or the Nature Conservancy are big supporters of the Ahousaht and the implementation of our land use vision, and of course continue to speak up for the rights and interests of Indigenous peoples around the world. When visiting territories like Ahousaht, be aware of where you are and whose territories you're going to visit, and actively seek out if there are any developments that are being led by the nation that you might participate in or contribute to, or even just at a minimum be aware of, so that you can show respect to the people who are intimately connected to the lands and waters that you're enjoying.
I don't know if it's tangible as much as you just sort of, it's like touching something that's sort of colossal and beyond all sense of time.
Like all of our work, our trail building trips are made possible because of the generosity of our supporters. Donating to our field program, to the Wilderness Committee, is a tangible way that people can support conservation towards a healthier and more just future. If someone donates $100 to the Wilderness Committee to support our trail building work, they can cover the transportation for one volunteer for one weekend trip. If someone donates $1,000, they can cover the transportation for our whole team for one trip. This is a tangible and concrete way that people can directly support conservation towards a healthier and more just future.
Our trail program works because of the people who participate, because of you. We can't thank you enough for volunteering with us and donating what you can to make this work possible.